Hello, welcome back to another edition of Riverhawk Student Spotlight. I'm Emma Sacco, and today I'm joined with sophomore hurdler Chloe Yoder. Chloe, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So this past indoor track season, you really left your mark after coming in first place at the SU invite in the pentathlon and becoming a landmark champion for the 60-meter hurdle. For the pentathlon, you scored a total of 2,584 points, which was breaking a school record. What were your initial feelings after finding out you broke a school record?
The funny thing is I was just thrown in the pentathlon because our original pentathlon runner had gotten COVID, so they just put me in it for fun. And I remember I was running the last event, the last lap, it's the 800, and one of my teammates yelled at me, and he was saying, "You're on the road to a school record," and my mind was like, what? So I crossed the finish line, and my coach announced over the loudspeaker that I broke a school record, and it didn't really feel real because I never imagined myself, especially in a pentathlon, breaking a record. But so many emotions. All my teammates came up and they hugged me, they congratulated me, and I was like, even though I just ran an 800, I was full of energy. I felt like I could do it again.
That's amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now, this past weekend at the Jim Taylor Invitational, you set a new personal record in the 100-meter hurdles. How do you prepare for this outdoor season to maintain your times or even set better times?
This outdoor season, I'm on the road for a better path compared to last year because we didn't have indoor season. So it's just a lot of repetition before the race starts, just throughout the week, lots of repetition. Just getting in there and getting in the mindset that you want to win. You are against better competition, so you can only get better. And that was my initial thought, is if I'm going to do better, let it be in terrible weather. It was snowing and raining, super cold. So I imagined that if I did it in that weather, imagine what it would be like in hot weather for champs.
Awesome. What goals do you have coming into this outdoor season for yourself?
I actually broke the goal that I wanted. It was to beat my PR of last season, which was a 15.54. And now I'm setting a new goal that I would like to break a 15. So I would like to hit at least like a 14.9. Because I can see myself doing it if I'm in the right mindset.
Great. Which events have you trained the hardest for, and what challenges did you have to overcome to get where you are now?
Two biggest events would be 100-meter hurdles and 400-meter hurdles. With hurdles, you'll have off days. You're going to struggle a lot because, if you hit a hurdle, you're going to get hurt. The weather always has an effect. Wind, most definitely. It's mindset. The 400-meter hurdles, it's a full lap with, I believe, 8 hurdles in the race. It's a struggle. It's hard. Hardest race to run. Every time we train the 400-meter hurdles at practice, it's always raining. It is pouring rain. There has not been one practice where it has been nice. So realistically, it's both hard.
Well, that really helped you this past weekend with the weather. Who is your biggest mentor or the person that pushes you day by day to become the better version of you during your time at SU?
No doubt, it's one of my coaches. It's Coach Weir. He's been by my side since I came in, since before actually. Every single time I have a question, I ask him a million questions at practice because I always have to make sure what I'm doing is perfected. He's always by my side at meets, at practices, always texting me, telling me, what I should do. He's a big help, and honestly, I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for him. Big mentor.
Great. And then my last question for you today is, do you have any pre-meet rituals or superstitions?
I do. One thing I do is I put in music, and I always envision myself running to that song. It has to be fast-paced because my race is fast-paced, so I always envision myself doing everything correctly throughout the race, and I always envision myself winning because it helps boost the ego a little bit. And when I'm on the starting line, I always walk up to the first hurdle and I always talk to myself kind of saying, you can do this, just finish the race, just do your best. Typically I'm like locked in and tunnel vision when it comes to the race.
So now I have to ask you, what's your go-to song?
My go-to song, probably Undefeated by Skillet would be mine.
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
All right. And now this has been another episode of SU Student Spotlight. Thanks for tuning in.